Hey there. I would like to address the topic of lost in translation. With spirituality, a lot of the spiritual things, and even biblically, gets lost in translation because of lack of understanding and meaning. Words and meanings have different frequencies. So when I say resonance is absolute means frequency. Light frequency is absolute means my perspective as an individual and my frequency of my perspective is absolute for me and me alone, how I see things. So, illusions coming from anyone else, let's just say, for example, someone says, "You are ugly" to me. Someone says, "You are ugly" to me. Now, that could hurt my feelings if I believe I am ugly. But if I do not believe I am ugly, those words have no value to me. They cannot resonate in my field of existence because my frequency and my perception, how I project and see myself, is absolute, is the only frequency that matters. So, witchcraft and illusionary magic only works if the person believes unconsciously that that is true. It only works if the programming of that person believes that those illusionary words of "you are ugly, you're fat, you're useless, you're ignorant, you're worthless," all of those negative things have no value if I do not hold that frequency. It only is a projection of the person who is speaking it. Now, with the ebb and flow of energy, you have to understand the flow of energy as well. The energy of those words returns back to its perspective place, its place of origin. This is why a lot of times when people speak things and they have no idea what they're speaking, it has no power. You hold the power in how you live, in how you see things. You hold the power. Now, as a spiritual guide, I've been called to be a spiritual guide for others, to help others master their own selves, as I have. When it comes to self-mastery, one has to understand that the trauma and the unconscious programming plays. That is what's always playing in your field. So you're going to have disruptions and disorder in your relationships. You're going to have disorder and disruptions and chaos in your relationships if you do not pay attention to those cycles. I was always getting into situations where others would use me because I was a people pleaser. So, because of the abandonment and loss and betrayal in my programming, so I would keep people around just so they could validate. Ooh, goodness. They could validate who I was or who I thought I was. And they were only in my life because I couldn't hold my own frequency of truth. So if you have relationships that are toxic, those relationships are only perpetuating your own chaos, your own inner chaos, your own inner mental and emotional chaos. We speak from a place of emotional intelligence. So when your words are toxic and low vibrational all the time, that is the field you are holding. That's how you think. That's how you feel. So you're going to project negative, low vibrational words. And you're going to continue in holding on to toxic relationships for validation, to validate what you think you are or what you think other people think you are, when that is not your true frequency. You have the power to say, no, that's not who I am. I'm not needy. I'm not useless. I'm not worthless. I'm important and I am valuable. My resonance is absolute. How I see myself is my power. Okay? Now that is resonance is absolute. It's important to understand. Sometimes words get lost in translation. How do you feel about yourself? It's time to heal yourself. Okay? Love you.